Hello there. Having vocal issues today again, as you can hear it already. But I did do my vocal warm-up, so hopefully my voice will hold out. We've been doing a lot of lives. We do them in other places besides here as well. So I've been talking a lot lately. Well, hello. We have so much going on. You know the spinning plate? I always use this analogy that producers are like plate spinners and they go around and they spin. I feel like the plate right now. Like somebody, I'm starting to wobble. And then I get spin. Pretty soon I'm wobbling and wobbling. So Doug is texting. Pardon me while I text my team. Hi, Doug. So there you have it. So I'm not a big believer in multitasking, but when I see my team, when I see Doug going like, are we on? Yes, I'm on. I was having trouble. Hey there. I know, right? It's the last day. It's the last day in here, but we're going to talk about that a little bit. So yes, today is the last day. Wah, wah, wah. The Facebook group, this finished Facebook group gets archived. So there's a difference between, it will be available. So the trainings and things will still be available for you. We just won't be putting in new content. So we wanted to make sure that you understood that we really hate that we really put that across. It's so funny because I love the emojis, and every once in a while, and I'm not sure, it doesn't happen when we're in StreamYard right now, but when I'm on the regular page and I'm broadcasting, sometimes mad faces go through and I'm always like, what? Why am I mad? So, hey, Joy, how are you? So, so today is the last day that this particular group will be active, but we will be archiving it so that you can go back and look at things. We won't be putting in new content. People can't comment on things, but it will still be there to look at. And then also we are going to post today, and I might pop on later on this evening, because I love you guys, depending on my voice. I may pop on later on just to make sure that you have the links to everything, all of the handouts and everything. And so we talked a lot about this particular group and this whole experience. As much as it's been a thing for you guys, it's been a big thing for us too. We've never done a pop-up group before. We've never tried out this kind of experiment. And we talk a lot, from my hero, Evan Pagan, we talk a lot about, the speed of implementation. And that is a concept. Hey, Cher, lovely to see you. That speed of implementation, you're taking a break from writing pages. Yeah, you've been jamming though, so it's all good. It's all good. We need to take breaks just as much as we need to write. Hey, Mushi. Mushi. It's like, I see Mushi and I go, oh. So speed of implementation is just this idea that you think of something and you do something and act on it, whether it's, and there's varying degrees of what you do, but something where it's something tangible that you do. And I mean something besides telling your friend about it. Because often, and we could do a whole thing, we have done whole topics on this, but often you tell your friend, hey, I have this idea, whether it's for a new screenplay, whether it's to start a business, whether it's to become a reader, whatever it might be. And the friend goes, oh. And here it is, your little baby seedling idea, right? You've got this little seed and you're like, oh, I'm thinking. The friend goes, so it's like, sometimes that's not the best speed of implementation. By speed of implementation, woohoo, she's writing. We mean like you get a book on whatever you're researching about it, or you find a mentor, or you listen to a podcast. It can be something that's sort of free and, just informational based, or it can be like, you reach out to a producer that you've always wanted to work with, or you start, something like that. It can be whatever it is, depending on the thing that you're going to do. Like this Facebook group was that for Doug and I. So we did this with Hollywood Gatekeepers. When we first started Hollywood Gatekeepers, we started a Facebook group, but it wasn't a pop-up. We were like, well, let's see if there's an interest in people wanting to learn the reading process. There kind of is. 11,000 people later. Yeah, there kind of is. So, but we jumped on it, and we thought of the idea, and we jumped on within a couple of weeks. And so, and with this particular mastermind that I'm going to talk about in a moment. So we tried that within our group first. And that was, we just been toying with it in there. And then this group was the first sort of branching out into, well, let's try with people that don't already work with us and see if anybody finds this interesting. And let's do it on a limited basis and do a pop-up group, because groups are, one, a lot of work for us. We're in here all the time. It takes a lot of our time and energy. And we created, with every live that we did, actually today is the only one, I think it is. Maybe the very first one when I said hello. But other than that, we've created like a handout and a download and an exercise. And, we're always creating things so that you have something, because I really think that you have something tangible. Finish your sentence. Trying to learn to do that. But I really think people learn in different ways, right? Some of you like to watch this and show up. I'm sure that some people are listening. I call that domestic podcast. Maybe you're doing your dishes right now and you're listening, get those dishes done. And then some people need that tangible thing that they can download and write on and all of that. So we really try to provide all of those ways of learning. And so we have these tangible downloads, and we've been creating those with every single post that we do. So it's a lot of work on our end. But the bigger thing was that I'm really seeing this. And now that we've done this, absolutely triple downing on this whole concept that we lounge around in Facebook groups and talk about writing. And I'm seeing, oh my goodness, are you seeing this? People are like, I loved, I wrote it down. This is so good. Oh, that's probably really loud. Thomas, right? Like showing the pages, right? Like actual pages, and Chris and Robert and people like, you're writing. We're seeing people writing. And that's the whole point. Like, we can talk all day long about, whether or not you should share your work. The topics that I see in a lot of screenwriting groups and that people spend a lot of time talking about, that I think we can go around and around for days. It's such an individual thing, is like, don't share your work. That's a big one that you see all the time. People talk a lot about that. The dishes can wait. Carolyn is on. Love it. Love it, Mickey. So awesome. So, it's like, there's so much languaging in Facebook groups discussing the art of writing. And it's like, click, start writing. And that was one of the main reasons that we decided to do pop-up. We wanted to do pop-up in case it was terrible. Like, we didn't want to commit to it. It hasn't been terrible. It's been life-changing. It's been so cool. And it's making us realize what a need there is out there for people to help people just give you a punch in the arm, but gentle, with love, a big old maybe kiss on the arm. I don't know, but something to get you going. Not sharing work's a limited belief system. Thank you very much. We all have different stories, and we need to trust and support each other. And, registering your work, copywriting your work, all of those things. Yeah, do that. If that's what makes you feel safe and that's what works. If you have a mindset of scarcity, then for one thing, producers smell that a mile away. And that's what I saw as a reader all the time, where producers being like, I'm not going to work with that person because I can feel that they're afraid I'm going to steal their work. And there's too many other writers out there that want to share their work and want to work with me. I'm just not going to deal with that. And so you just, shoot yourself in the foot so hardcore with that belief system. And yes, protect yourself. Yes, I know it does happen. I've never, ever seen it. And here we are talking about it again, right? So this is a topic that we see all the time. It's a good example because what it has to do with writing is so small in comparison to all the beautiful, cool things we could talk about writing, the things that you guys are talking about in this group. I absolutely love and totally geeked out on the thread about creating worlds. This is not my genre. And I didn't participate in it because you guys had it handled. It's like you guys dove in and started talking to each other about devices. And I do have one screenplay, my very first screenplay that got me into this whole thing is like, I wrote a screenplay that won a contest, and that at the contest, you went to a conference, or I went to, I thought you were supposed to go. I was the only one that showed up, story of my life, to the conference. And at the conference, I found out about readers. I didn't know that was a thing. It was my first screenplay. And that I was like, ooh, I want to do that. So that became my whole path. But in that screenplay, it's a lawyer who gets thrown back in time to defend the Salem witches. And my traveling device was a bed that his wife finds at it's bed knobs and broomsticks. I'm just putting that together right this moment. But it was like a bed that she found in an antique fair that turns out to be the bed from that time period. And so it, that becomes this portal. It's like so basic, right? And it's funny now because, boy, talk about technology dating, is that he goes back in time and he takes things from the future with them. And now it's like really funny. And then he uses those things to make people think that he's a witch later. So kind of, it was a fun concept. But that's the closest thing I've ever come to creating a world or a travel device. And to me, it wasn't between worlds, it was between time periods. Same kind of idea. So yeah, definitely register and copyright with the WGA. Absolutely. I would never say not to do that. You should do that for sure. So, but the idea to not let people see your work because they might steal it. My favorite was, this is a while ago, but someone said, I'm heading home for Thanksgiving and I really want to tell my family about my screenplay, but I'm afraid they're going to steal my idea. First, I was like, okay, whatever that idea was is not as good as this scenario. This is the greatest idea ever. You need to write that story because I don't know what the deal is with your family that you think they're going to steal your screenplay idea. So great. So good, right? Yay, you did make it, but I don't know who you are. Facebook user. So there you have it. So this has been really, really, really cool doing this. And so we are going to archive this group this evening. And one of the other reasons that we created this group is we have our screen reader program. In our screen reader program, we kind of told everybody, hey, we're going to do this thing where we're going to help people write screenplays. And all but one of the people that are in the program are in our screen reader program as well. So it's great because they kind of already know each other. So we kind of developed it in there. And then we said, well, let's see if more people might want to be interested in the mastermind that we have. And it's a mastermind where we all get together, and I've talked about this here, and some of you were in it, but we get together every first and third Tuesday of the month, and we talk about pages, and Doug and I do exercises and all that. And so that we are opening enrollment to, and that doesn't close until tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure that that was clear. We also realized that some of our messaging, we've never done this before, so it's been a tad confusing, and we see that. So I apologize for any of the confusing, things of like, wait, what's closing and what am I in? And we're realizing that naming the group, the mastermind is called a Finished Mastermind, and the group is called the Finished Facebook Group. Yeah, that's a really bad idea. They need to be two separate things so we'll really understand that there's two separate things. But I think at the time, we weren't positive that we were going to open that up to this group, but now we are. And if we do this again, I think we'll do it again. It's been really fun. We like to celebrate Happy Half New Year. So right now we're moving into the new year. More on that later. If I don't talk about that, remind me. We're moving into the new year, and then we'd like to celebrate Happy Half New Year, which is July 1st. So then half the year goes by. So many people are languishing and they've totally forgotten what their resolutions or however you do. I'm not a big believer in resolutions, but they forgot what their goals were. So we do this big, we literally count down Happy New Year. And so we'll probably do it again there. So, and open up the mastermind again at that point, and do another pop-up group potentially. We're still figuring this all out. That's the speed of implementation. And that's the thing that makes this so cool, is like, you just try stuff and you see. And so I've gotten confused scheduling things at the same time and whatever. It's like, it's been a lot to kind of juggle, but it's been so inspiring, and it's so fun because we're going to close this group tonight, and also make sure that we have your email address. We don't spam ever. We only, and you can always unsubscribe if you find that we're bothering you in any way. We don't want that ever. And we usually, when someone says, we always respond with, oh, sorry, here you're out. We're like, we only want people that want to be here. We only are trying to send things that we think you will love. Like that, we're not. That would be stupid. And so, and I hate that salesy thing. Like, that's not us. So we would love to, if you make sure that if you've opted into anything or you've gotten a handout or whatever, you put your name and email. I think most people that come here live, we have your email, but definitely make sure that we have your email, because we will be sending out any cool things that we're doing. And so this group will close this evening, and then tomorrow we'll be closing enrollment into the mastermind. So, let me put, and Doug, you have the finished info. It's hollywoodgatekeepers.net/finished info if you want to see what the mastermind is all about. So when you're seeing us say, welcome so-and-so, we are welcoming people into the mastermind. And so that we're taking a limited number right now. We still have spaces open. So that's been, and it's building. And it's so cool too, that the people that are joining, it's just been like, you guys are going to just fit right in. It's been people that have been active in here, and a lot of them are screen readers already, and it's going to be cool. And so actually this evening at 5, when we're supposed to be doing screen readers, and I messed up, we are going to be doing a finished session. So we did a bonus session with our current mastermind members where we sit, we had an exercise that we were doing last time. We're going to pick that up and talk about that today. And then, we are going to, if we have time, we'll do a hot seat with one of our writers who's going to come in. We're going to talk about her pages. We're going to help her get unstuck from wherever she is. So yeah, we never sell your email. It's like, I never buy emails. Like people, we get sometimes, hey, we've got this email list. And I'm always like, I always respond with like, that's not ethical. Stop it. Like, why would I want some email list of people that I don't know who they are? It's the same thing. I want you. I want you on my email list. I want someone I can talk to that understands what the heck I'm talking about. You get an email list of someone that doesn't even, is like a reader. That's not a thing. So the size of the finished mastermind group, that's a good question. Right now it's at about 30, I want to say, but within that, probably about 10 people show up to the live sessions, which is fine. People do their screenplays on their own as well, and they watch the live sessions on the replay. We do a replay. And it also includes a complete course where it just walks you through, all the things you need to get started in terms of log lines, genres, all that. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and rewrite. It's like pretty straight ahead. This is what you need to do. And then within the group, we just talk about whatever you need. Like it depends. Everybody's, working on their pages right now, and everyone's in different places. But we do exercises about things like subtext, things that doesn't matter where you are in your screenplay, they're really important. We are going to start bringing in guests. We always ask, what else would you guys like? And they said they'd like some guests. Some people are working in television, so we're going to bring in some TV guests, that kind of thing. So it's really up to you. You tell us what you need. We're very transparent in that regard. So, there is a fee. It's $297. So it feels really comfortable putting it out there because it's for 6 months. It works out to like $20 a session, I think. And it's both Doug and I. It's like, wait, when we do the math on that, it's like, wait a minute. But also, if you finish your screenplay at the end of the 6 months, when we start over again, you can just keep going and start a new screenplay and you don't have to pay. That we're really serious about providing an incentive for people to finish their screenplays. So it could be a one-time fee of the $297 right now to maintain in there. So the current session is ending on December 31st, and they are in there madly cranking out pages because they want to get their screenplay done so they can start another year for free. It's so cool. So, it's a way to kind of incentivize you guys to write. We want you to write and get that screenplay out. We want you to have a body of work, because the first question a producer is going to ask is, what else do you have? So we know these things. We are coming from perspective of a reader. We want you to write a screenplay. A reader is going to go, oh yeah, you need to take a look at this. And so I hope that all makes sense. And we also added a payment plan for those. We had a lot of people asking about that. So $67 a month. So if you want to do it that way, you can spread it out. It makes it a little bit easier. So I really, we are trying to make this affordable, but also we really feel like also psychologically, when you invest some money in it, that's why we tried to keep the price low enough that people can actually do it. But we know that it's, for some of you, that it's also a stretch. I mean, if it's going to interfere with any of your life, like, making your bills hard to pay, just wait, stay, keep in touch and that kind of thing. But we want you to, I think there's something to people when they invest in themselves in this way, they kind of double down and they do a little more work. So typically. So you are on it, Facebook user. Sorry, I don't know who that is. So yeah, we have a payment plan, $297. That's what we're doing in the finished mastermind. And so tonight at 5, we're going to do the mastermind. And Doug, can you post the Zoom link? And if you want to pop in and test it out, anyone's welcome. So it's going to be a free session tonight that we're going to just show you what it's like. We're putting the Zoom link up, which is where we met. And we just all meet on there. We're only going to go for a strict hour because we have screen readers right after that, where we meet every Thursday. So at 5, Luckily, I have screen readers / Finish members that were like, wait, I got an email saying that Finished was at 5 and screen readers is at 5. I was like, oops. We used to meet screen readers at 6, and for some reason I had that in my head. So for you screen readers, we are Finished at 5, screen readers at 6. I'm going to pop into the screen reader group. And I'm going to send a new email out. It is in the email. Yes, the Zoom link is in the email. Absolutely. And you're going to get another email just confirming that, just to be sure, because of my guffaw with the timing. So there you have it. So we're super excited about it. And so this group will close this evening, but finish the mastermind. We are taking new people. I want to say they're not, I started to say students. I can't even say that because it's not students. It's a mastermind, meaning everybody gives everyone feedback. And then Doug and I are the coaches. And we coach a lot on, the nuts and bolts of screenwriting, but we coach a lot and kind of more on getting it done. What are your obstacles? What's holding you back? Because the things that are, and we always, interrupting myself again, we always do this. The things that are holding you back in your life are also the things that your characters are struggling with. And so when you can start applying the struggles you have in your own life to your writing, you are going to create really rich characters. We follow in a few different coaching programs. As you saw this week, I was with Rick Mulready, had an amazing thing, which we did our year planning. So I'm going to do, and also a live, you'll get an email about this if you're on our email list. I'm going to do just a straight plan 2020, separate from everything, all groups, offer it to everybody that's in all of our programs, whether you're in Finish, Hollywood Gatekeepers, Hollywood Screen Readers, all our peeps, and just do a long retreat style session online. I mean, it's retreat only because it's just not part of our regularly scheduled programming. And we're going to plan our 2020 together. So we've done a few lives about planning your decade and that kind of thing, getting you prepared. This is going to be like nuts and bolts. What do we got going? How do you break it down? And we'll do that together so that you guys can have a really good year. And so we'll do that. I haven't scheduled it yet, but just watch your email. So the screen reader is after Mastermind, Nikki. So we do Finished at 5, screen reader at 6. So sorry for the mix up. Really apologize for that. Totally just, it's all me. I volunteer my dope moment. So yeah, 5 o'clock. I was like, Doug, oops. I think I goofed. And he's like, yep. Yep, breathe, we're good. So yeah, right, Lisa? You're gonna love it. You're gonna be I'm so excited to have you. Yeah, it's so true. So I was talking about the coaching in terms of, we have Rick Mulready. And so the things, kind of some of the stuff I learned with Rick, and then also I'm in Get Ahead with James Mell. He's amazing. I'm also in Evan Pagan's virtual coaching program. He did an 11 to 6 training last Saturday. Couldn't be at it because I was prepping for Rick Mulready, so it's like juggling all this. And then I'm in Life Coach Scholars with Rick Castillo. And I noticed I have to tell her this, but on our Hollywood Gatekeepers podcast, it says people who listen to Hollywood Gatekeepers also listen to Rick Castillo. And I was like, cool, like that's not something you would think when you're thinking Hollywood Gatekeepers movies, but it is, because the tools that she teaches for life are such a great segue into writing. She doesn't even know this. I also did study with James Wedmore and did Influence, which was amazing. And he's all about language. And so taking his things about language and then applying them to screenplays, I mean, these are the kinds of things that we explore and talk about so that your characters are real people. And the Brooke Castillo model is that everything is neutral. Circumstance starts with the circumstance. And then the thing that starts to change the circumstance is the thought we have about it. So if you think something, you get an email that upsets you, you got an email. That's all that is. The thing that makes it anything else is the thought that you have about it, which creates the feeling. And then because of that feeling, then you act on the feeling, and then you get a result. So if you can work it either way. If you have a result that you don't like, what is the action that you took that maybe is getting that result? And then what was the feeling that made you act that way? And then what was the thought that created that feeling? And then that becomes the circumstance. And so you can see how you can go either way. And this is exactly the same as developing a character, right? When you're looking at a character, you want your character to be here. Okay, so what is the action that they need to take? So how do we make that action believable, that they took that action to get that result. We do that by creating the feeling that is going to create that action that's going to get that result. And we create that feeling by whatever thought that they have about it. And we create that thought by putting them in a circumstance that's going to create that thought. Is it cool or what? It's so cool. And I mean, I haven't seen anyone I haven't seen this kind of thing. I don't ever see this. This emotional toolbox is pretty awesome. And it's like the closest thing that I've seen where she has you look at what type, she categorizes people in personality types, and then she has you, see what your type is, and then you can write your characters that way. That's the closest thing I've ever seen. I have not seen anyone doing anything to this depth. And the thing is when you create characters that are like this, some people do it intuitively. Some people do it the more they write. I think we naturally do that. But the cool thing about this is that one, which I think is really the more important thing, is it helps us get our own lives together. And two, it makes us more fulfilled. I mean, we have so much going on, and sometimes like this morning, and I had a real spaz out day last week. Like I have these spaz out days where I'm just like, but I'm so fulfilled doing this. It's so much fun. We're having so much fun, and it's so cool. If we can get to that place, no matter what you're doing, and it's hard and it's stressful and blah, 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 whatever, that if you're in that space though, oh my God, that's, to me, their happiness is such a thing that we put on ourselves to beat ourselves up with, of like, I'm not happy, why can't I be happy? I just want to be happy. And we do that in our society, in our marketing, in our everything. And life is sometimes happy and life is sometimes crappy. And the more that we can just be sort of neutral about all of it and really kind of stay in that middle ground, we'll still, I still have my spaz out moments. I still have my moment this morning, like, and like, frustrated because now I gotta send emails, and now, it's like that kind of thing, there's that kind of frustration, but the more that we can stay neutral about it, the better it will be. And actually I'm in Brooke Castillo's entrepreneurial management, and in that thing she talks about when you're growing, and that's what we're doing here, the more things come up. So integrative storytelling. Ooh, that's catchy. So I'm loving all of the posts. I kind of went through, I saw the thing, and the thing is like, I saw the thing about world building. I thought, well, I could talk about that, I guess. And I saw the thing about montages, and I was like, well, no, they've got that covered, but pretty much you guys are covering everything. I love Mickey, don't use them. Montages, there was someone who put a really detailed example of a montage. You don't really see that so much anymore. You see that all the time until people started making fun of it. And South Park makes fun of it all the time. And so you see it less now. A montage is just, denoting a passage of time, or usually it's denoting a transformation of some sort, whether they're becoming healthy or they're breaking up, or, it's a montage and it's like a music video of what's happening. A lot of times you see it, seasons changing in a montage, that kind of thing. And there are formatting ways where you just put montage and then you list the scenes. You can do it just as a paragraph of action. There's a few different ways that you can do it. But again, it can be seen as lazy storytelling, but it's definitely a tool that you can use. So it all depends on, if it's engaging. But change the names to distract the guilty. I have a saying that I learned from an actor I know, well, sort of, no, I haven't met him in person, but it goes, pain is mandatory, suffering is optional, absolutely. And he's talking about life and depression and all that other kind of stuff. So smart. Yep, so true. Suffering is absolutely optional. Brooke Castillo says that too, actually. There is pain in life, absolutely. There is tragedy. There are horrific things in life. And so what we tend to do with that is, that's where we live. And you meet people that wear their, they wear their pain as their excuse, as their way of not engaging and not doing and not just owning it and taking it. If you want to know what your mindset is about all of this, you just look around. What are your relationships like? What are your finances like? What kind of life are you living every day? We want to get you to where you actually believe on the daily basis that you can have whatever life you want, because then you'll step into it. And who do you have to be to have that life? So be that, like, step forward and just, be in the space of where it is, the feeling that you want. When you think about this life that you want to step into, why is that? What is the feeling that you're looking for? Well, you can create that feeling. I just did this with a friend who was, she was having a literal moment of PTSD in front of me, of public speaking, where she had a horrific public speaking experience where she froze and it was really awful. And someone had kind of forced her to do it. And so I was like, she started literally like tearing up, and I was like, wait, you know, you're struggling for PTSD. And she laughed. I was like, no, you really are. And so it was like, when you take this moment, this is such a good exercise. And we do this, and we've done it in screenreaders, and we've done it in gatekeepers too. But so let's do it because it's such a good one. So exactly. Oh, I love this, Mickey. You having survived cancer, you enjoy life. It's too short to be angry, right? And I have a good friend who's like an ovarian cancer survivor, hero of mine. And yeah, wow, what a journey we've been on together. And she's just now cancer-free, 10 years, 100 rounds of chemo later, four or five surgeries. Yeah. And now its tumor's gone. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. But when we have these moments of really feeling like, you know, head between the knees, I'm going to pass out kind of moments like she was having the other day, it's like, you know, our brain is so trainable. And the more that we can try to train ourselves, and I luckily have a partner that I can be like, oh, Gerg, and he's just like, breathe, it's all good, you're fine. Yay, you go, girl, look at you. That's so good. 10 years. And you know what? We're here. We have 100% survival rate. Here we are surviving. So if you think about biting into a lemon, right? And so in this moment, she's having this moment, I was like, okay, wait a minute. This is just your brain. Your brain is now convinced that we're back on stage and this is happening again. And it was giving her all of her face turned red. She was literally reliving that moment. And that's what PTSD is we relive whatever moment was really horrific, and our body viscerally starts to recreate it. And because our brain doesn't know the difference between being in that moment and being in this moment. And so if you can say to your brain, this moment is not happening right now, you can start training your brain. And so I was like, okay, we're going to right now, because it was like this opportunity. She was having this moment. I was like, okay, right now we're going to eat a lemon together. I have this lemon, look at me. And she was looking at me, and luckily she went with it. She's so great. And I was like, we're eating this lemon together, and we're like taking this lemon, we're taking this big bite of this super sour lemon. And now we're licking the lemon, and we're licking it. And it's like, and it's so sour, right? My mouth is starting to water. It's like, we're licking this lemon, and it's just, and now we're like squeezing the juice, and you can feel it in your throat. And it's the sourest lemon I've ever had in my life. And she's like, oh my God, and her mouth started watering. And I was like, oh wait, where's the lemon? Lemon's gone. There's no lemon. Our body just viscerally reacted to the lemon. So now when you think of that moment, we're going to think about this lemon. We're going to retrain our brain to go, oh my gosh, instead of having this moment. And so every time now that she thinks about that PTSD standing on stage freak out moment, she's going to add that lemon experience because we made it so clear and visceral. So, hey there. So, anger and stress is food for disease. Yes, be happy all the time. Well, it's hard to be happy all the time. I totally get that, but be neutral all the time and know that there's happy and there's sad, and you can choose. You can reach in and choose from the grab bag what you choose to feel about it. Sometimes our subconscious has been trained, just like in the PTSD moment, that I'm going to freak out now, because they think that your brain is always trying to protect you. And so the more that we can go, we're good, like, and having a partner that tells you to breathe helps. But it's like those moments of reconnecting, when you have a moment of stress, of trying your best to reconnect it to something that's not so stressful, that's more positive, where you can breathe into it. Breath is so amazing. Breathe into injuries, breathe into things, all of that. I don't know why we got on this tangent, but these are the kinds of things we love to talk about. I love this stuff. It's so good. Law of proximity. Ooh, that's good. The military's on it. I didn't know that. So we're bonding. Our new mastermind members are bonding. I love it. So there you have it. That's what we're going to be doing this evening. You guys I said I would answer questions. So unless you have a question that you want me to talk about, I'm more than happy to do that. But you guys are on it. You're answering questions within the group. That's been pretty spectacular. And you guys are helping each other. And yeah. So Doug, can you post the link so we have a directory, and that directory has the links to all of the handouts that we've been giving away. It also has the link to the 5 videos that we did where it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It was the big picture, and then we did, see if I can do it. We did the big picture, then we did subtext, then we did nuts and bolts, then we did rewrite, then we did next steps. Wow, crank that right out. So it's got the videos to that with the handouts. It also has a copy of the play that we did for the live read last night. I am going to try to go back in and add the videos because we did stream on YouTube as well. And so I'll put the videos in there. We probably won't leave these videos per se up on YouTube because this was a special thing for you guys, but you can access them right now. But you will have access. We're not taking that page down because you're getting that access to that page here in this group. And so that's yours to keep so that you can always go back and watch them. You can go back, and I would recommend redoing the exercises for every new screenplay. We want to make sure that you still have the tools after this group is closed to continue writing. And if you would like to continue writing with us, you can come into the mastermind until tomorrow evening. So that's how this all is working out. So there's the director that has all the links. And then if you want to join the mastermind, it's hollywoodgatekeepers.net finished info. And so you can check it all out. On there, I explain everything, how it all works. I kind of just did that. I think we all have it. So yeah, check this out. Check that out. Let me know. I'm just going to go ahead and notes and everything. I'm so prepared. I have so many of these. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Yeah. So there you have it. This has been super fun. Like, I don't want to go. But we will see you at 5. So jump on into Zoom. You might have to download a little like plugin, but it's all free. And then you can use Zoom. And also, as you guys meet in here, there's no reason you can't get on Zoom. They actually have, we just discovered they have these things that you can log in and then you just sit and work together quietly. I guess it's good to hold each other accountable. You can do that. You can have your own little sections, sessions together, whatever you want to do. But we will see you at 5, and screen readers that are here will see you again at 6. And I'm going to go now and write a few emails updating everybody about timing because I'm a geek. All right, you guys. Yay, I love it. So you have it to go by while you finish your screenplay. So good. You guys are the best. So awesome. People are like, so you guys, this has been amazing. You're such an inspiration. And we'll see if depending on how things go this evening, maybe I'll pop in late night tonight to say one final farewell. All right, you guys are the best. And we will talk to you soon. We'll see you at 5. Get the link. Get the link. We'll see you then. It's also on the page here as well.